Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?
And now, Shooting the Shit with Dave and Ellen.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Hello. We're back. Yes, we are. But this is Shooting the Shit with Dave and Ellen, and this is episode 39. But it'll always be number 2 to us. So, yes, we are coming to you live from the Tracy Piper Wellness Center. Yes.
Hello.
And if you guys listened to the ButtCon episode, we interviewed her live on stage, but it was only like maybe a 20-minute interview. So it was
quick.
It was in and out, and we needed more time with you. We need a quick capsule.
I was actually going to say a smart joke when you said in and out.
You can say it. It's a comedy podcast. The jokes are welcome. You are in the in and out business.
Okay, I know. I was like, she said in and out, and she did the whole hand action at the same time. I'm like, slow your roll. In and
ease
out.
It. You gotta ease it. Ease it in and out. And if you guys don't know, Tracy her wellness center is all about colonics, which Dave and I have both done colonics in the past, but never with Tracy.
Oh, no. You have to have one.
I know.
Very
I need to.
Different.
She's like, schedule that. Yeah, she's the ultimate colonic person. So, and I've been dying to have a colonic person on the podcast. So this is going to
like
be good. Dreams come true. Yeah.
We should have another one where one of you is having a colonic.
I am so down. Yeah.
Ellen's
ready for that one. Me and my butthole will take the journey.
I'll
just
broadcast it.
I'll just give a play-by-play what's going on.
You're like, ooh, oh.
We'll have you mic'd up, Ellen. Yeah, every time I have gotten a colonic, it has been a very emotional roller coaster. Okay. It's not an easy journey for me.
In what sense?
It's very like hot and cold sweats. I feel like I'm going to shit myself for the whole 45 minutes that I'm in there. Mm-hmm. But a lot is removed. I'm usually very gassy too. The woman always tells me, "Oh, you're too gassy."
So you want to definitely make sure what your diet is like before you start, so that you don't have that feeling.
Yes.
And also, I do not just a basic colonic, but I also do acucolonics, where I do acupuncture to help move the energy much better, so that you don't have that. Or I may do a lymph colonic, or I might do an oxygen colonic. So it all depends.
There's so many kinds. Okay, before we get into the full colonics, we need to do our check-in.
Okay.
We check in with our guests first. So Tracy, how's your poops been recently?
3 times a day, baby.
Yes.
Wow.
And you're like a Bristol 4, right?
I'm a Bristol 4 with a little 3.
3 mixed in.
Well, I was going to say
a little peppered of 3. A little sprinkle of 3. Well, that's okay. If you're going 3 times a day.
3 times a day.
That's like,
That's
pretty epic. Yeah.
3 hours after breakfast, about 3-4 hours after lunch, and again for dinner.
My God. You're like, so you're timed. You're scheduled.
Oh, yeah. I know. I'm like, okay, they want to come at what time? Okay, 4 o'clock. I got to go.
You have to schedule your poops in between your colonics.
It's this time. That's it.
And Dave, how your poops been?
Mine are still I'm still a little sick, or I'm getting over a cold, so it's, I don't know, they're a little messy.
Okay, so that's
you're like
congestion.
a 6.
Yeah, I mean, 5 going into 6 at times. Like, I feel like when I get up, I have a solid one, and then it's just like throughout the day, it's just like a mess.
Gets looser.
Okay,
yeah,
so you may need a little bit more fiber in there.
Yeah, I'm taking my Pure for Men, but I've just been sick, so it's kind of been like, it's been a roller coaster.
But that's good, because that means your body's trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And the colon is all about letting go.
Yeah, well, I'm letting go.
You're letting go. So
I'm completely letting go.
But something you might not have known, you said you were sick with the cold. So the lungs is the sister of the large intestine. So if you're congested in your head or chest cold, you're going to see it in your colon as well. So you sound like you're actually going through the proper channel of elimination.
Okay, great. I'm very happy, because I need to get this thing is cold. It's driving me crazy. I'm supposed to get a flu shot tomorrow, but I'm not going to go now because I'm already sick. I'm just going to be destroyed if I do that.
Exactly.
So that's on pause.
Okay, come see me. We'll get it out right away.
Okay.
You'll feel amazing. You'll feel a little bit drained right after, because you're sick.
Yeah.
You go to sleep. When you wake up, you're going to be like, where's my sickness gone? It's like that.
Okay.
Colonics is really, really good to get rid of colds and flus.
Oh my God.
He's like, what did I say that
Wow,
for?
that's interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Check that out.
Dave is shy right now.
He is. he's the less outgoing one of the group.
But he's a Scorpio. He should be like really outgoing.
I mean, I've done colonics before, but you know what? I'll get into that in a minute.
I'm like shot out of a cannon. In the 39 episodes, I drag it out of him and get new information every time.
Extract information.
It's okay. Not everybody could be like so poo positive. But my check-in is I pooed 3 times already today. Bristol 4s. My last one was ginormous. It was and it had a little bit of a curve to it, the last one. Ooh. I woke up this morning, I was sitting on the toilet to pee, and I was like, I feel something coming on. Oh, and yesterday I was ovulating, so I thought it was like gas pains because it was on the left side, and if you're a person with an ovaries, the left ovary sometimes feels like gas pains. And so I was like, motherfucker, why can't I just fart this out? And I was like, oh shit, I'm ovulating, that's why. And then I today woke up, sat on the toilet to pee, and a doo-doo came out, and I was like, yes. And then like after breakfast, I had my coffee, another one came out, and these were like decent size 4s, nothing to like write home about.
Wow,
but the last one was this huge J, and I was like, I wish I could take pictures of these to send to at least Dave. I know, maybe I could send it to you, Tracy.
Totally send it to me. You'd be
send it to Bob for his Instagram
feed. Send it to
feed.
Bob. But it was massive, and I was like, I think it's because I ate like a pound of grapes yesterday, and the grapes just with all that water and fiber.
Also, it's grapes are very good for the lymphatic system, and you have a lot of lymph nodes in your colon, so that helps to drain that. And as your lymph starts to move, then you're going to start going to the bathroom more.
Well, that
interesting.
I
love grapes, though.
I was making these beautiful poops today, and I was like, what did I do that was different yesterday? And I was like, grapes. That's the only thing different I did.
Do you know what kind of grapes was it? Green. Concord. Okay, great. Dr. Morris talks a lot about Concord grapes and how you use it for your lymphatic system.
Grapes.
Yeah, those are really good for helping fight cancer. You juice them with the stem.
Ooh,
it's really sweet, but
with the stem.
With the stem, so you can get all the nutritional value from them.
Ooh,
yeah. So try some Concord grapes.
I feel like Concord grapes are harder to find at the store, though.
Yeah, you have to go to like the
fancy stores, like Dean and DeLuca.
No more, darling, no more.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
They closed. But you can go to the farmers market on 14th Street, and you can get some from there.
Okay, it's good to know.
Yeah.
With the stems.
I love Concord grapes. And yeah, 'cause Concord grapes, I learned it's actually more indigenous to around here.
Exactly.
So it would be a farmer's market thing because they're tougher skin for colder environments.
Yeah.
I like how she does her research.
She knows a lot.
I know a lot about fruit, but you know a lot more about poop.
So yeah, let's get into that.
Yeah. So Tracy, tell us about how did you become an expert in colonics and all the rest of it?
Well, I was not going into colon therapy. I wanted to become a doctor, physical therapy. And so I did my pre-med in the Virgin Islands, came to New York, was going to go to Boston University, do my first year. And then the lady that I was staying with, her fiance died from severe constipation.
Oof.
And I was like, you can die from not going to the bathroom. So I started looking up. Back then, I didn't have a cell phone. It was all about the yellow pages.
Yeah.
And so I looked up, what can I do to clean up my colon? And colonics popped up. So I called a couple of places, especially being that I already had such a lot of, information on the, the body and biology and so forth. And this one lady answered. Her name was Murray. And she was talking to me, and I'm like, okay, she seems pretty knowledgeable. So I went in, and I thought, I only need one colonic because I was going to the bathroom 3 times already. So, of course, there's nothing left in me, but I'll just get a little checkup, And so we started this colonic, and she goes, oh, you need to come back the day after tomorrow. And I'm like, why? She goes, so much is coming out of you. And I'm like, well, that's it. That should be it. And she goes, no, you should humor me and come back the day after tomorrow. So I was like, oh, she wants my money. This is BS. I completely because I came from a serious Western, background. So I was like, this is bullshit. So I went home. It was on Monday. I came back on Wednesday and I'm like, all right, she's going to get some residue from Monday and a little bit Tuesday morning. More came out on the Wednesday than on Monday. And I'm like, where the hell is this coming from? So when I'm finished with the colonic, I get off the table and I'm looking to see she has something that's making it look like it's pumping coming out of me or something. But that did not come out of me because she made me look.
That
and
is
I'm like,
best.
That did not come out of me. So I'm looking around and I don't see anything. And she goes, so can I convince you to get one more? I'm like, do you not see what just came out of me? It was more than Monday. She goes, yes, I think you should come. Just try one more. I'll give you a discount. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I said, you know what? I'm a Scorpio and it's all about proving other people wrong, as you should know, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So I said, I'm going to prove her wrong. So I said, I'll come in on Friday. So I went to the local grocery store and I said, I want some apple juice. So the guy said, oh, you need the one with the mother. I'm like, the mother? She's like, oh, yes, you need the mother and blah, blah, blah. So I drank apple juice Wednesday, Thursday, and my appointment was 8 o'clock Friday morning. When I went in, I told her what I did. She goes, oh, great. She started clapping her hands. Oh, now we can get down to business. I'm like, there's nothing going to come out. I only drank apple juice, not knowing that apple juice is really high in malic acid, which helps to soften up any gallstones and to relieve, if you have thick bile, it'll help the bile get watery to come out, increase peristalsis to make you poop more.
Oh.
So I did a great thing for her.
Yeah,
So
you're helping her out.
Oh, yeah. She was like, oh, yeah, now we're going to get down to business. Honey child. What came out on Friday was Monday and Wednesday combined.
Wow.
And I had a secure credit card. My mom had just moved to New York. I was like,
here's my money.
Okay, here's my money. How much you can get on that? You set me up. So I did 3 colonics the first week, 2 the second week, and 1 a week after that, waiting for less poop to come out.
Yeah.
And she goes, I'm just going to tell you, like, don't have any bread. Increase your water. She didn't give me anything drastic to do. And I was like, okay. And in 2.5 months, I had lost 55 pounds.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And I was tired of, because I have some big boobies, as you can see. I was like, I'm not buying any more damn bras. So I actually started sewing my bra on the side to have my back waist. My back had gotten so small that my bras couldn't fit.
Wow.
And
oh my God.
I was like, I'm done. I was to hell with Boston University. I want to go into colonics, but colonics did not have a license.
Oh, weird.
And so I was like, I can't go tell my mom I'm like, did all this college stuff and I'm not going to have a license something. So then I decided to go to an open house for Pacific College of Oriental Medicine, study herbs, but you couldn't do herbs unless you did acupuncture.
Oh, okay.
So then I did that, and I did 4 years of acupuncture, did my master's in Oriental Medicine, and then I went to Canada to study colonics.
Oh, wow.
The Canadians are a little bit more up on alternative medicine than Americans are. So
completely.
Yeah, so I went to 4 different colonic schools.
Wow.
I'm anal, pun intended.
Literally.
Yeah. So I went to 4 schools. I went to school in Canada. I went to Edgar Cayce School in Virginia Beach. Then I went to school in Chicago, and then I went to school in New York.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I
learned
very
well versed in the colonic world.
Yeah, you're the expert.
And really understanding the biology of the body, the anatomy, everything, and how it works.
And then plus, like, you went to acupuncture, you have like experience in that. That's pretty amazing.
From Eastern, so I have in Eastern and Western. And then I studied iridology with Judy Vedder, so that I could like look in the eyes and see the shape of your colon and where the lymphatic system isn't working in parts of your body and so forth. So it actually can really help a colon therapist to work with an iridologist so you can see what's going on. Then also people are like, how did you know that? You know, especially when they don't tell you anything.
Right.
So you can see a lot, like where there's blockages and so forth. There's impaction of your stool in your eyes.
Really?
Oh,
in
yeah.
your eyes?
When I'm watching one of those commercials with like the Pantene and the beautiful model is there, and I'm looking at the eyes and I'm like, ooh, she need to come see me.
Can you see our eyes?
Well, you have to have a light so you can shine and see. You can see if you're a true brown eye or you're a true blue eye. So sometimes people have like light blue eyes.
Oh, I think you're thinking brown eye butthole. Sorry.
Brown eye girl. Caribbean.
We know you see a lot of brown eyes.
A lot of brown eyes.
Yeah.
Yes. Is it hazel or is it really a true brown eye?
That's fantastic. So all through your eye, you can actually see. What's the process called again?
It's called iridology.
Iridology.
Yeah. So this lady, she's actually one of my clients, and she studied with Bernard Jensen, who was like the father of this.
Wow.
Okay.
And you can literally see what is the first thing that I could look at as a colon therapist. What's the first thing to deal with? Because I will tell you what's chronic, what's degenerative, what's subacute, what's acute. So you can know which layer you should go first. You know?
Wow.
And so you will actually see someone that think that they are blue eye.
That is
actually once you start cleaning up with colonics, you actually see their eye color change.
Really?
Yes.
All from just being impacted and like backed up?
Exactly.
That's
and you can
crazy.
see if it's leaking from your stomach, if you have leaky gut, if it's really round around the eyes or anything. And it's amazing. So I usually use that to help me a lot with colonics, because then I know exactly what technique to use in that particular part of the colon because of how she would draw it out for me. I mean, I studied it, but I'm so busy with colonics, I send my patients to her first. And then I just take the map, and then I'm like, okay. And they're like, how did she know that? But it really helps with the colonics as well.
Wow.
So your eyes are the window to your butthole.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I see a T-shirt.
Yeah. I know. I like that.
That is.
She's the marketing person, isn't she?
That is insane.
I see it for you.
I love
the Tracy Piper Wellness Center. The eyes are the soul to your butthole.
Yeah, I mean, you can have that one. You can have that one. It's free. It's free.
Oh God, I love it.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
So
you went through all this schooling. You're here in New York. When did you start this whole like epic center, which is beautiful, by the way?
Thank you so much.
So nice.
I mean, I was basically doing massage because I really wanted to be a physiatrist and work for sports medicine.
Okay.
And when that happened with my friend, I was asking my clients, I'm like, so would you go to clients? I'm like, I don't know. But I was so confident in it. I was like, this is the key, because I noticed that everyone that I sent for acupuncture or massage, if they had a colonic first, the massage held longer. The acupuncture session held longer because they didn't have that much toxins in their body for them to fight, for all these therapies to fight through.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I had a client that was in Tribeca, and she was like, you know what I'm going to do for you? I want to help you, but I'm not going to give you any money. I'm going to buy a gift certificate for all my friends in Soho and Tribeca to get you started. Oh. And she says, I'm just going to bring them in, and it's up to you to keep them.
Wow.
And it was the best gift that she ever did, because they came in. I couldn't get them to leave. They were here for like 2-3 hours while the kids were in school. And that's how I started. And then I had one of my clients referred a very famous person to me who basically ended up putting me on the map with celebrities and movies and so forth.
That's incredible.
I mean, we're assuming you cannot name names, but you are the colonic woman to the stars.
Yes.
I mean, which is also incredible.
I know. So I wrote a book, but they were like, oh, well, can you get one of your celebrity clients to come on TV? I'm like, it's not like getting your hair done. Like, no one wants to go on TV and say, I get colonics.
Different end.
Tracy's seen every celebrity's butthole.
Yeah. So I'm like, no, that's okay. You know, if it was the hair or nails, it's something different. But it's very private.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And like you mentioned, like you have this emotional thing that goes on to you. We hold so much emotions in our gut, in our colon, because no one's going there except for me, of course. But you can have a lot of emotions that you stored. You can forget things from your childhood that you say, oh, I'll get back to that, and you bury it, and that can also cause emotional constipation as well.
I always say that on the podcast, that I think the mind-body connection, but the mind-gut connection is such a big thing.
And I think there's a book years ago, Michael did it in Second Brain. And I actually think the colon is the first brain, because you ever get that gut feeling?
Yeah.
You're in a walking in a dark alley, and you get, you know, or you see someone,
Spider
you're like,
senses.
you get that butterfly when you see that person. You're like, wow, that person's hot, and you get those butterflies. Then your heart goes badoop badoop. And then your brain goes, should I talk to her? Should I not? So I think it's like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I think the brain is the computer, and your heart is that emotional part. But that gut feeling,
that's the raw sort of like.
That's the raw, exactly. Yeah. Yep,
wow.
I get
That's
it.
so cool.
That's how I feel it.
This is fascinating. I mean, this is a great.
It's all about poop. I know.
We learned so much in like the first 10 minutes. I'm like blown away.
That's. I mean, I'm
I'll
amazed.
tell you something that's really interesting with the gut. Because I'm going back to your cold. My brain doesn't forget. Sorry.
No, that's great.
But like the left side of your colon is dealing with allergies.
Okay.
So sometimes people have allergies and they're like, I can't get rid of my allergies. And once you start getting colonics and you get a few, like maybe about 10 or so of them, depending on your diet, you can actually help your allergies all the way over on on your right side of your colon by the C cup. So that's where the appendix is.
I did get diagnosed. I went to a allergist, and he said that I have a mild allergy to dust mites and fresh cut grass. but like really minor.
Mild, yeah.
My wife was convinced I was like allergic to everything, and he's like, "No, you're fine." She was like, "What?"
You do the prick test?
Yeah, I did everything. Yeah. My whole forearm.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I did the one on my thing on my back for like a week. I did everything. I'm allergic to that, and I'm allergic to parabens.
Oh yeah, parabens are bad for everybody.
As soon as we changed my our laundry detergent, everything. Because I would just wake up like just scratch. I'm like, what is going on with me?
Yeah.
My mother's like, maybe just change your detergent, and I did that, and like the second I did that, everything
it was gone.
Yeah.
I was really allergic to a lot of detergents as a kid too.
Yeah, because it has a lot of dyes in it. Yeah. There's a lot of cancerous stuff in there, so it's very good. You want to get something that's like no dyes.
Yeah, I have like super sensitive skin, so I have to have like I can't have anything really in it. So it's just like
I'm super sensitive to even
I'm
fabrics.
all natural, baby.
Yeah.
He's like, his wife is like,
nuts.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, we can't have anything in the house. I'm like, oh my God, let's get this out.
Oh wow! Have you ever got yourself like tested for like different gene mutations?
I don't think so. No, but maybe I should.
Yeah, because you were talking about that at ButtCon.
Yeah, it's because from myself, like a lot of like. I go 3 times a day, but some of my people like they don't go because they're constipated, and some of them have this gene mutation called MTHFR where they don't detox properly. So if they're not going to the bathroom as often as I do, they're reabsorbing all those toxins into their body. Oof. And so then later on in life, you're like, oh, I have this, I have that, because you didn't detox it. So especially for women, you have on the nails or you dye your hair and you're getting all that stuff into your brain and not realizing that this is staying in your body because you have this gene mutation. So I always tell my clients, try to go to the doctor and ask your doctor, can you just test me for this? Huh. And it's amazing how many people have it.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I go to the bathroom quite a bit, so I'm pretty sure I don't keep any emotions or anything else down there. But, sometimes it changes.
Yeah. So you never know. Just because we're living in an environment where we have so much toxins now.
Oh, yeah.
That is good to just like, even if you don't get a colonic, like learn to do enemas at home, do a herbal cleanse or something like that. And drink enough water to get things flushing out. So some people are like, colonics is too much for me. I'm not going there. Or they have to do baby steps, like, walk your way through it,
Yeah.
Yeah. So look at it. Walk that thing.
Well, yeah,
I'm all about enemas. And I try to talk Dave into it.
I have an enema kit at home. I still have to use that.
Well, the douche. We got the future method douche for your butthole.
Oh.
And because we interviewed Dr. Evan Goldstein from ButtCon a couple weeks ago, and so he gave us. And I tried it, but Dave hasn't.
The saline one.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I was very impressed with that because a lot of people do enemas with plain water, and I tell them no because it's very drying.
Yeah.
Yes, and so that's why a lot of people even say with colonics, it pulls a lot of water out. I'm like, not if you have minerals in your water.
Right.
So even with a distilled water, if some people do enemas with a distilled water, you have to make sure that you put minerals back in because it's going to be too drying. So the saline is a perfect balance for the inside of the colon.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. You want like some kind of
gradient.
Yeah, like in the middle. So you want something that's like not water, but not exactly the other end.
The chemicals.
And you can also use chlorophyll as well. Yeah. If someone has cancer or their liver is very toxic because maybe they drink a lot of coffee, they're
alcohol.
smoking, they're doing all kind of different things, then you can use coffee.
I have put coffee up my butt.
It has to be organic, and there's a special coffee that you use.
Oh, I only did organic coffee at home as an enema for. I did the Martha's Vineyard detox for like the week, and then got colonics during that. And like in the beginning, I couldn't get as much out during the colonic, but at the end of the week of the detox, the colonic got like 4 pounds out of
me. Because you were everything was pulling down, and your body didn't have enough energy to push it out. So it takes its time to just slowly, and then all of a sudden it's like.
But then I did the 6 cup of organic coffee up my butt. Woo!
That's a lot.
Yeah. You did a lot, yeah.
Did you take
I didn't hold it all at the same time.
Right,
I put some in, push some out.
Did you take your minerals after? I remember you were saying this to me, and I'm like, "Ooh, I don't have time to talk to her about this, but I really want to talk to her about this."
No, coffee. I probably didn't.
Yeah, so you have to take minerals because coffee is really for your liver, not the colon. But it's gonna pull a lot out. So you want to make sure that you put more minerals back into your body. So I use concentrates, trace minerals as well. You can do just magnesium. Just to just, get things back to the right balance.
I take magnesium now every day, mostly before I go to bed because it makes me sleepy.
Makes you fall asleep, yeah. Exactly.
But that helps with everything. I don't know if I talked about it at ButtCon, but I talk about it almost every episode of the podcast. But I was diagnosed with Lyme disease about a little over a year ago, and I've been on so many supplements and so many regimens for that, and a lot of my gut, because I was on antibiotics for 9 months, that my gut was just ruined. So it took me a while to get back to like a quote unquote normal.
Right. So when you do your enemas, you should end your last enema with water, with open up like 2 probiotics and shake it in the water and put that in and just let that sit there as an implant and just hold that in so you can get the good bacteria back into your body.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Some good tips here.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure she's right, because with Lyme disease, you wanna make sure that you get all those toxins out, and also the antibiotics really strip a lot from your body. Yeah.
It's all about your immune system. Yeah. So you don't have to say who, obviously, but have you ever had any accidents on the table?
Yes, I have. Back in the day, I call it christen. I would get christened. Back in the day, until I learned how to create a dam. I got blessed. Hallelujah. So I learned how to make a dam to like hold things in. And some of my colleagues would send their client to the bathroom. If I find someone is hard to release, I try to make it as comfortable as possible, and I'm like, honey, this is better out than in.
Yes.
And I have them essential oils to use to smell so it doesn't feel uncomfortable, because I want them to release that. And when you get up from the table, whatever is coming down goes back up. Now I got to work harder to get that back down again. Or if it was an emotional situation, I'm at the verge. It's like you're going to tell someone a secret and you're right about to like open it, and somebody will, hey, what's up? And you're like, and that moment is gone.
I see.
So it's the same thing with a colonics. So I try to let people just go through it. Also, I work with a lot of people that have MS. And with MS, over time, the sphincter lose its elasticity. And so they will spill. So for stuff like that happens. And so I want people to be as comfortable. So I'm not going to be like, oh, you did this. And I actually had someone tell me that they went someplace out of in another state, and the person was like, oh my God, how could you do this? And
it was really
like
shaming them? That's
shaming them. And this person was a client of mine for years. And she was like, I will never go back. How could I? Like, I felt so bad. She was just like, yeah.
That's awful.
So I said, she goes,
what is the dam that you're making?
I get like all the paper, like I use everything. I'm very anal. Everything I use is disposable. So our speculums is disposable. Our machine has a cleaning system, and you don't know what people have. So I don't even use sheets. I use drape sheets. Everything is paper. So everyone that comes in, it costs me a lot of money. Maybe that's why I don't make any money. I'm like using a lot of paper, but in the sense of like, because I want people to feel comfortable that everything is completely clean. So if the paper is clean, I'll just use that as a damp for the old one and use it as a cut up and use them for like, if there's a spill or something like that.
Gotcha.
And then I make everything clean, and then I tell the person to go to the bathroom, and we use the squatty potty, of course, or, which I'm hoping Tushy comes up with something soon.
Yeah. Wait, we should actually just rewind for a second. And if there's any listener out there who doesn't know what a colonic is, we haven't really explained that. Can you explain?
Yes.
I mean, Dave and I have done it, but maybe there are listeners that
what is a colonic?
Yeah. Give us a little history or background.
That is true, because also online there's a lot of negative videos on colonics, so it's actually good to talk about that. So a colonic is basically about 45 minutes long, and we do a full intake on someone, so we understand what your diet is like, what your lifestyle is like, and so forth. And then you come into the room, we would literally have you like stripped down from the waist down. I always empty your bladder before, because we don't want. I do a lot of massaging. We don't want to be like, oh my bladder is full. Yeah. So when you come back, you lay face up. We drape you properly, so it's very, very private. Like I can't tell you what anyone's butthole actually looks like, because I literally do not look. I know where a angle for a man is different from a woman. So for an angle for a man's hole is toward his spine, and for a woman is toward the vagina. So you kind of know which way to angle it.
Okay.
Some people are different. Yeah, some people are different, or if they have hemorrhoids, you work with them, or so they will hold your hand and they will guide it through, because it's just much easier for them to like know where they should put where it is. So they just
you hold their hand.
They hold your hand.
Okay.
And
some people
don't
guide it in.
Yeah. So some people don't want to touch it at all. So I have them sign a paper saying they're giving me permission to enter. Otherwise they will hold my hand and then they'll like, okay, this way, Tracy, or that way. Stuff like that. Yeah, so it makes it much easier for them. And then the speculum only is all disposable again, and it only goes in 2 inches.
Oh. Okay.
And the water goes in, gas always comes out. So as soon as we put it in the speculum and gas comes out. So I always tell people gas will come out first, and then I'm looking to see how much gas comes out. So that tells me if you have a lot of fermentation in there.
Okay.
When the water comes out, what's the color of the water? So is the water light brown, how long it takes for it to get to dark brown, and so that tells me how hydrated or dehydrated you are. When the stool comes, what's the color of the stool, what's the consistency of the stool, and if there's any undigested food particles. So if you're getting like a number 1, number 2 on the Bristol chart, I know you're dehydrated and you're not going to the bathroom. The longer that the stool sits in the colon, the more water is pulled out, because that's what the large intestine is for, to pull the water out. Before I go any further, do you know where the water comes from, makes your blood?
No.
The colon.
Oh.
Really?
So this is why it's very important for us to clean our liver, not drink too much coffee, alcohol, or detox a lot, because the liver will pull all that water out to filter it, clean it to make your blood. Oh. So if you have a really constipated colon and you have really dirty water, your liver is compromised because you're drinking coffee, you're drinking alcohol, you're doing recreational stuff. Wow. Now the liver is not strong enough to do a full filtration. So now you have semi-clean water making semi-clean blood that's feeding every single organ, cell, tissue of your body.
Really?
And each person has a weakness. So whatever my weakness is, some people, someone might like smoke a cigarette for like 20 years, never get anything. Someone stopped smoking for like 2 years, they got full-blown lung cancer. Yeah. So it all depends on where your weakness is. Those toxins will go migrate to the weakest area in your body.
Wow.
Interesting. Well, I don't drink coffee, so I'm psyched on that one. But everything else.
So it's all about and when we were young, like you said, with the antibiotics, or when we're young, we'd have a headache. People are like, I don't have time to deal with this headache, so they like pop a pill. So all those things basically limit the liver from doing its job.
Oh wow.
So if that's, I'm seeing like dry stuff, I'm asking them a lot of questions. My intake is very long, it's like 6 pages, because I really want to know a lot about what's going on, and I can actually look at the intake and know exactly what's going on with the person before I even start the colonic.
Wow.
And then the colonic is basically to confirm and then help them with their diet, their lifestyle, what they should do, if they should be doing more lymph, should they get acupuncture, should they need more fiber, should they slow down on their fiber, because a lot of people will eat a lot of fiber, because you hear that.
Right.
Joe, eat more fiber, but they're not drinking enough water.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
We've learned
so
that.
So then that just sits there, and then they're very constipated, they're bloated, they have a lot of gas, they're uncomfortable, and then they don't want to drink fiber, eat fiber again, but they just need to increase their water intake. So we go through that. I massage the colon the whole time. I check lymph nodes in the neck. I check under the arm. I check the breast. I check the upper part, like where your rib cage meets in the middle. Mm-hmm. And for some women, we get a little pouchy right there. That's because the lymph isn't moving properly.
Oh wow.
And so there's a lot of lymph stuff in your colon. So you have like pre-colic, we have in so many different lymph nodes throughout the entire colon, and they work on different areas. Like for the enteric mesenteric lymph nodes, those are the only ones that, and the popliteal fossa, which is behind your knee, those are the only ones that drain the outer part of your ankle. Oh. So if you see women and they're like
swollen ankles,
yeah. Like, the left side of their colon isn't draining, the lymph
really?
Isn't draining. So
this is crazy.
This is mind blowing. I've never even thought like your colon is just so attached to like
everything.
Like wow.
Everything. There's so many different parts. Like the transverse colon is where the stomach is, and so forth. So different haustras, which is these like little lumps in the colon, has different reactions in the body. It's kind of like your eyes. Where I was talking about your eyes. Yeah. The colon has the same thing mapped out in your in it. So like it's pretty cool.
Wait, so going to the different things that you do with your colonics, do you do acupuncture?
So it depends. When
acupuncture at the same time as the colonic, and so where are the needles going?
It depends. So if someone comes in and they're saying that they're pretty emotional, so then we'll do like a NADA protocol in the air. So we just do 5 needles in the air. So the NADA protocol, like someone's like high pressure, like a CEO, someone on Wall Street, a lawyer, very high pressured job, they're in a sympathetic mode. So if you're in a sympathetic mode of fight and flight, you're not going to relax and release. Kind of think of like a lion, chasing you. Are you going to stop? I'm like, I got to poop right now. Everything like stops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you want to get them out of that sympathetic mode of like, and get them to parasympathetic. So there's specific needles that you use to do that. So there's a needle in the upper fossa of your ear. It's called the sympathetic point that puts you into parasympathetic.
Wow.
It helps you to just relax and bring you down. There's also an essential oil called bergamot that you can use.
It's in Earl Grey tea.
Exactly. So bergamot is also a really good point. You just hold it on the tip of your finger, put it on that point, and within 1 minute you're in parasympathetic, which you get to rest, digest, and heal. So if we're not in that parasympathetic state, we can't heal. No matter how much great things we're drinking or anything we're drinking, if we're constantly like this, hypered, we can't heal. That stuff cannot go in and do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's why Hallmark is great for me, because it keeps me in a parasympathetic nice state. There's no drama. Everything is love, 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 and sweet, sweet, sweet. I literally, on Sundays, my TV does not leave Hallmark because of that.
Yeah.
I take that day to help me heal and relax, And that's another thing I know that can keep me in. So that's what I do. So, and I use different essential oils. So I always use essential oils. And if someone doesn't have enough energy, they're tired, they're adrenal fatigue, then I will use acupuncture. Or after a while working with someone, if I see their ankles are swollen or they came in for a lymph, I never do a lymphatic massage first because I don't know their system, how they release. So once I know what's going on, then I will say, okay, you don't have enough energy to even push out the lymph, so we need to do an acupuncture session first, or we can do an acucolonic, or you can do it separate depending on, money and time and all this stuff.
Yeah, I was so curious about the acupuncture and colonic, because I'm like, when I've done colonics, she has my knees like
close to your chest,
as close to my chest, and I'm like, where are the needles going?
So you can do like what we call 4 gates, and that's like right here. And this one is large intestine 4, and it moves the chi. It helps with constipation.
She's pointing to the webbing right between the thumb and the pointer finger. Yeah.
So right in that little web right there, you can press that on both hands, and that helps to help headaches, toothaches, and help you go to the bathroom. So if you're in the bathroom and things aren't moving the way they're supposed to, you can just press that and it'll start moving down.
Ooh, that's good to know.
Yeah, and between the web of your big toe.
You don't need that help, Dave. Don't push there, because you're
going to get extra stuff
on the right hand or the left hand? Both hands?
Yes, both hands.
Well, he poops all the time. I don't need him pooping while we're recording.
Not during the show.
Well,
not during the show.
Louis XIV did his court. He addressed the court of his people on the throne.
What?
Yeah, he would get a colonic while he was getting his when he was addressing the people.
It's good to be the king.
Yeah, but I think that was pretty cool. When I was learning that, I said that's cool, because
is that why they call it the throne?
The throne.
The toilet?
Yeah. So I was like, he was on his throne, and I'm like, okay. But then when I started getting colonic, what I noticed the first 3 times I had my colonic was the clarity. So people say, people get addicted to colonics. I'm like, people don't get addicted to colonics. They get addicted to how great they feel that they have never felt before.
Yeah.
The clarity, your brain like literally opens up, and that's what you get addicted to, because you're like, I never felt this before.
Yeah.
I need to feel this again. And so then you start noticing all these things happening. And something that I notice a lot with my clients is they start getting diarrhea of the mouth.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
So that means like, years ago, I had a young lady. She had a roommate, and roommate was very messy, and she was just like, I can't take this. And she's talking about this during a colonic. So I will always engage my client in a conversation. Rarely did I use music unless the person is really stressed, and I am like, okay, they need to just be quiet this time. But most of the time we're talking, because I'm looking to see whatever subject we're talking about, what happens in the tube. So we may talk about your mother, nothing happens. We may talk about your boyfriend, all of a sudden the water turns brown or black. Then I know that's a trigger, so I need to stay in that conversation.
Interesting.
And so what is the trigger? What is going on? And, and we're having a conversation. You're not realizing I'm like, drilling you, because we're in a conversation like, and sometimes I'll bring up something in my own life to trigger, because you can't just, so what's going on with your, you know what I mean? Sometimes it depends on the personality. And so all of a sudden things start to flow out.
Wow.
And sometimes someone will I can feel someone gets very angry. I've been called the bitch word, the B word so many times.
What?
I've called witch. I've been called so many things, and I'm like, it's okay. They're like, get me off this table. I can't, but I'm seeing the water turning black like your jeans. And I'm like, this is something that needs to come out, to be released from the body. So I just hold space with them. And depending on them, like I'll pray silently to myself.
They're cursing you out? What? Because they're so
much pain, so much stuff is happening emotionally.
Wow.
Sometimes things are coming up that
they
forgot about.
Door.
You open up a door.
You look a therapist too.
Yeah. And I'm so glad. I actually only have 12 credits left to become a psychologist.
Oh my God.
I did that when I was in school because I thought it would help me become a better wife and mother. Don't ask me why. I thought massage would help me be great to do a massage for my husband. So I studied all these things, as a thing to help me with when I got married.
Yeah.
But I ended up using it in my job.
Wow.
A lot.
That's incredible.
And then when you get to a point, when it's past your field, and then I would refer them to a therapist or so forth, depending. And I've had people, I wrote it in my book, where I had someone remember that they were molested as a child.
Oh, wow.
After I think I was our 10th or 12th colonic.
Wow.
And all of a sudden she was like, we were talking and having a good time, and all of a sudden she got very quiet. So I knew not to ask anything, just let her go. And then she just started crying, and she remembered, boom, 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 like brrr, like a recording.
Wow.
So colonics is not, for me, it's not just about going to the bathroom. I think going to the bathroom is just a vehicle to release the emotions that we have clogged in our colon.
Wow.
And get ourselves to let go of all those things that we hold on to, not just physically, but emotionally as well. Yeah.
Wow.
So I love colonics. If I won the lottery today, I would still do what I do.
Yeah.
That's great.
Hello, my last name is what? Piper? That's just not a coincidence. I am the human plumber, I think. Yeah.
So laying that pipe.
Yeah. Laying the pipe, girl.
Slowly in and
slowly out.
You gotta ease it in.
So that's basically with the colonic what happens. And then when we're finished, you go to the bathroom, nothing comes out. People are like, is anything going to come out when they're pulling the tube up? I'm like, no. And then they go to the bathroom, they put their feet on the squatty potty. And the reason why you do that is because the cecum and the sigmoid is lower. So on a regular toilet, that's why we have a lot of colon cancer in those two areas of the colon, because it's not supported. The toilet is called like an L, so there's nothing to support the colon to push things out.
Yeah.
So then as you're doing a squat like I'm doing right now, then things come out much easier.
Oh,
yeah. Awesome. It comes out much easier. So,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep, I've been sitting on the toilet, just squat. In Africa, you'll see people squat.
Yes,
yeah.
Or back in the day,
most places,
people
with the Turkish toilet.
Exactly. Or when you're a kid, remember when you're a kid, you're playing with marbles with your boys.
You're squatting.
You're squatting. You're not worried about a chair. Now people are like, oh, I can't. I need a chair, because we've learned not to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So sadly, but we need to get back into that. Reduce the colon
Bring back
cancer.
the squat.
Bring back the squat. Not just for your muscles, but for your colon.
Not just it's good for your butt.
We're actually all squatting right now.
I know.
Well, I'm kind of
your quads,
leaning.
your butt, your colon. I love it.
Have you, not at work, but have you ever had an accident in your pants?
No, I nearly had an accident in my pants. When I went to this place, I was new to New York, and I went to this place called Angelica's.
Oh yeah. The theater.
You remember Angelica? No, it was
Angelica's Kitchen.
Angelica's Kitchen.
Yeah, I used to love that place.
And I had some kind of white bean, Lord, and I left. I'm like, uh-oh, and I was like, this is a movement for the house. Not for the restaurant.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even get on the train. I literally took a taxi. I called my husband, and I'm like, I need you to open the door, the front, because you need the key to get into the second door. I'm like, I need you to just open the door and leave it there, and just open the front door. And he's like, what? I'm like, just open that damn door. So I got out of the taxi. I paid the guy in advance. I didn't care. I literally, as I got there, it was like, psh.
Wow. So you're close.
It was so close. Like, any second, 1 second more, it would have been all over the bathroom.
That door hadn't been open.
I was like, dude, he was like, what? I'm like, just open the goddamn, like,
oh my God.
No time for questions. Just open the door. So that was my close call.
Wow.
Yeah. And I have been upstate, and my boyfriend, make fun of me. He's like, you're such a bush woman. I'm like, I don't care. In the Caribbean, if you're out playing and you got to go, you think you're going to walk back to your house, your mother's going to find some sort of chore for you to do. So you're in the bush and you squat. You always have a paper towel in your thing, or you find some leaves, not stinging nettle leaves, by the way. No.
Or poison ivy.
And poison ivy, and you just wipe and you keep on going.
So when you're upstate, you'll go outside?
I'll pee outside.
Pee outside.
If I'm like in a moment and I gotta go.
two.
I literally had my boyfriend one time like pull over on the side of the highway, open up the back door and the front door, and like squat and peed right there. Number one. Listen, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Oh, I pee outside all the time, but only once have I peed in the woods. Okay. I pooed in the woods. Sorry.
Okay.
But that was because it was Bristol 7 coming out. I had no choice. Yeah.
I'm lucky. I've only had a number 7 like once in my life when I had a stomach flu.
Oh, only once?
Only once.
Wow.
I'm pretty good with the bowel.
You should get like an award with that. That's incredible.
I'm like...
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's you should get a trophy for that.
I'm like pretty good with the bathroom.
When you were a kid, do you remember anything about poop or farts related?
Oh, God. I knew she was going to ask that question. So... I'll tell you all about my backstory if you haven't bought my book.
Oh,
I grew up in
you'll have to tell us what the book is.
Yes, the Piper Protocol.
Oh,
wow.
So growing up in Tortola with my grandmother, I grew up where in the 70s, I was not lucky to have indoor plumbing or indoor electricity. So we had something called a latrine. Do you know what a latrine is? Oh, yes, finally. I told that to my boy. He's like, what's a latrine? I'm like, are you kidding me? So the latrine is a little hole for anyone who's listening that does not know what a latrine is. A little hole in the ground, and they put a wood over it, and then you move the wood aside and you squat over. Hopefully you don't fall in. And you poop.
Yeah.
And that's it. So my grandmother was so afraid because I was this tiny, skinny little thing that I may fall in. So she goes, we're going shopping tomorrow. I'm like, okay. And we go for my enamel potty.
Ooh.
And so she goes, I'm going to show you how to fill it up with the water. And you're going to poop. And you have to aim properly so that you don't have it on the side because you're cleaning it, not me. I'm like, okay. And have a little cover on it. And so I would have to walk out with everybody knowing what was in my little bucket.
All right.
Okay, my little enamel pail. And learn how to swirl the water and the poop enough that I could toss it without leaving a skid mark. Otherwise, I got to stand there and clean it.
Ooh. Yeah. How big was your enamel potty?
It was just
like a little bowl.
Oh, honey, I had to sit to make sure I had the right size for me. Oh yeah. It was
when you went shopping.
I went. Yeah, I had to. Oh, this is so I don't fall in.
You had to check that size.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a nice. About this high. And I was like 7, 9 years. I'm like, this woman. I'm like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. So I made sure that I was.
But you were
really
already
good.
Pottying in the latrine, but your grandma wanted to make sure you didn't fall in.
Because I was so skinny and small. She was like, you're gonna fall in one of these days. So she was like, let's get you your own potty. So, but every Friday night she would give me, and this is why I think I'm so fascinated with worms as well. She would give me this bush. She would go. Speaking of, you actually remind me so much. Of the guy that was part of the radio station, and she would tell me, go down to the radio station on the left hand side of the door. You will see this bush with a little white flower on it. If you blow on it, it's going to just blow away, and I want you to pull, but pull from the root, she would say. Make sure, pull slowly so you get the root, and then bring that to me. And then she would wash it off and she would put it in a pot, and I'm like, oh hell no, I'm not drinking that.
What was it, like dandelion?
I don't even know what it was.
Oh.
I don't know what it was. I just know I had to drink it on Friday night on the full moons. And girl, Saturday morning in my little potty, I'm like, something's wiggling. And I kid you not, I look down between and they'll see a little worm.
What?
And all these
you be pooping out worms?
Pooping out worms. So I think that's where this whole thing started.
Right.
And my friend passing was just something to like jolt my memory back to what my grandmother did for me.
It's like your superhero origin story.
Every week you would poop out a new worm?
Yep. Worms, plural.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Maybe that's also why you were so skinny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I think
you weren't digesting properly because of the worms.
I had what they call it? Involuntary bulimia. Because anytime I ate, I threw up. My vagus nerve would not sit down properly. So I always threw up. So yeah. So I had to get lots of tonics and stuff like that. I was a skinny little thing. So when I go home to Tortola and they see me, they're like, Jack Spania? That's you? Because I was so skinny. They're like, oh Lord, look at you. You plump up like a bee. It's hilarious. I'm like,
because you're healthy now.
You're healthy.
I was. But my grandmother would give me all those herbs to take on the full moon.
Wow.
So I knew about parasites a long time, and I think that's why I never eat spaghetti.
Oh yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to eat spaghetti now.
You can never get me to eat spaghetti. Because all I was like, those look like the worms. When my dad would like pour so much tomato sauce and I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, I can still see it. It's still in there.
I'm like, can you just have some cream of wheat or oatmeal? Like, it was that bad.
Wow.
Yeah, I was.
You need like tortellini
for life.
Penne or something.
Yeah.
No, that's a whole other set of parasites.
Jeez. Okay.
No Italian for me, darling.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh
my God.
But yeah, so that was growing up with my potty training and poop stories growing up in Tortola.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And do you have any suggestions to the listeners about what to do besides coming in to get a colonic? But is there any supplements or diet or things they should stay away from? Mm-hmm. What is the best thing that you would suggest to people?
This is something that your listener's going to go, what? Sushi.
What about it?
Because it's raw and it has worms, and you don't know if the fisherman that got this fish had his fridge, at the right temperature.
Yeah.
And what happens with fishes is if they have a worm and they're sitting there, the worms will leave the intestine and go and lay their eggs in the fish, in the meat.
Ooh.
And so when you're going to buy fish, you want to always pass your hand over the flesh, and if you feel a nice little hard spot, then you go a little bit, like if it's a nickel, you want to go about a quarter size and pull that part out, because that's a nest in there, and you don't know.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You
so
just ruined fish
you
for me.
cannot eat I'm like, eat fish cooked. Don't eat anything. Don't eat it raw.
So yeah, you're telling the listeners, if you're gonna have no more sushi.
No more sushi. That's like crazy. Medium rare.
I had monkfish yesterday. Why didn't I cook it?
But if you cook it, it's fine. Yeah, anything, if you cook it, it's fine. You kill it. But it's when it's raw, that's when you have a problem.
Do you see a lot of parasites when you're doing colonics?
Oh, big time.
Oh my.
And sometimes they don't believe me, so I send them to the doctor. Dr. Cahill.
I have a fish share that every week.
But if you're cooking it,
you're fine.
But there's times I get like ahi tuna or yellowfin tuna, and I just sear it a little bit, and then I eat it like the middle's like raw.
I tried that. Someone told me that one time. I didn't know what it was, and I got it, and I'm like, oh no, you need to like cook this, and they're like, but this is how it's supposed to be, and I'm like, no, you need to cook it all the way till it's gray.
Oh my God, I just can't even.
My teacher screwed me because in the Caribbean, I know people who are listening who know that I do a lot of raw food and vegan who's going to be like, ew. But when I grew up in the Caribbean, we always had to have sauce. You ever heard of sauce?
No.
So sauce is like pig feet.
And
it's full
my grandmother
like
used to eat that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A lot of pepper and like you had to put some little crackers. Yeah. And it's all sticky because a lot of collagen and and bone marrow in there. And my teacher, and when I was doing microbiology in college, decided that we were going to put a pork chop on a Bunsen burner on a very low and just watch it. And he didn't tell us what was going to happen. Just watch it and just see what's going to happen.
Okay.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, there's some little white things coming out.
Oh my God.
And it was the first time I was disrespectful to my mother, because I was like, I will never ever, and in the Caribbean you do not talk back to your elders, okay? And I was like, I will never ever eat pork ever again.
Wow.
And that was it for me. He ruined it for me. That was it. Yep.
I mean, like, I just feel like I get my meat from, you know what? That's a separate conversation.
But you can have
but I get my meat from a farm, like from a CSA, and like, I don't go to the supermarket to get it most of the time.
And are they organic? Is there organic farm that is grass fed, grass finished?
You can ask the guy like, what did you slaughter like last week, and like, that's what you got. Like,
okay, but again, it's just about
it's all organic.
Just cooking it.
Okay.
That's all.
But with pork you should cook it
thoroughly.
Yeah.
The same thing with fish. Just cook it properly. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Ooh.
And so I'm sorry, Dave.
Blowing my mind here with this sushi thing.
I know.
I love
and
sushi.
also this entire interview, I'm like, I want Tracy to do colonics to me to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me. Yeah. Please look at my eyes and my brown star, my brown hole.
There's like, it's like a movie, like the Goonies.
Pure evil.
They go to like a mine shaft. There's like cobwebs in there, and like there's like a There's like someone going like, don't go down this way.
There's a sign.
Yeah, there's a sign.
That'd be a really cool.
Do not enter.
It's like caution.
Cartoon that says that of the colon.
Yeah.
Anyone out there that's a what is it, cartoonologist or something?
Yeah, cartoonist.
Cartoonist. Yeah. Can like totally do like, oh my, I would love that to make like a colon.
Or just says,
and a cartoon that says caution.
Just Ellen's colon says like send
one
help.
Way.
Pure evil.
Send help.
I mean, we are in October. I'm in horror movie.
You are
my
in horror
colon
movie mode.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my
the Scorpio is coming out of me now. Sorry.
That is so. Oh my god.
So you're just telling everybody stay away from sushi.
Yeah.
But
some people love sushi, so then they were like, I'm not doing that. So I always tell them there's herbal supplements that you can take. You can find at Whole Foods that will help kill parasites, and it's best to do that around the full moon. Because they will lay their eggs as well, and you want to get the worms, the adults, and the eggs at the same time.
Oh my god!
So what are these supplements?
So like there's a brand called Renew Life that I like. I use other things, but I like that one for people who are like, I don't want to do all this whole this and that and that.
Yeah.
So I tell them Renew Life by her name is Brenda Watson. She's also a colon therapist that decided to go into supplements because she couldn't find anything that she really liked for the colon, for cleansing and so forth. So it's called Parasmart or Paragon, and you can get it on Whole Foods. And I always tell people get 2 boxes because the one box is like 15 days. And you want to do 15 days on and 5 days off and then 15 days on. The reason why you want that gap in between, because if within those 15 days, if any of the worms are kind of weak, they didn't die, and they start to come up from their hiding place in those 5 days, they're out. They're like, oh, everything is safe.
Yeah.
15 days on, 5 days off, 15 days on.
And you start on the full moon.
On the full moon, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, people.
Okay, that's an easy, simple one.
The full moon just passed us a couple days ago.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was so huge.
So you're gonna have to wait.
Should need to get it for the next one.
Next cycle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm
now
going to do it.
Now I think I have worms. Oh my god.
We all have worms.
Oh, no,
what do you think? You're special then?
Yes, I am special. I don't have worms. I don't know what that is. What are you talking about?
Listen.
Well, Dave's been doing this like one of those apps because he would like to lose some weight. Mm-hmm. And I'm just thinking, what if like you did the worm thing?
I got rid of my worms.
Yeah. Oh, you should do my juice cleanse.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe I'll check that out.
It tastes really good though.
I've done juice cleanses before.
No, you've never done this. Baby.
Oh, okay.
Because you get bored when you're like green.
Yeah.
And so I'm Caribbean, so I like color and vibrancy, and there's a lot of superfoods and antioxidants, a lot of mineralized water, and I make some nice walnut pate, so you get your protein. I make some chia seed pudding. Okay. It's really nice.
I'll take a look into that.
Yeah, it's like really bright and like
flavorful.
Pinks and blues and purples and like yellow and orange and and greens and different shades of greens. It's really cool.
But I'm just thinking, like, what if you shit out like pounds worth of parasites?
Oh, I would
he would
freak
pass
the
out.
fuck out if I saw that. Are you kidding me?
But
I don't want to see that. I don't want to know about that.
Think about it. Like, I mean, this sounds gross.
If I saw that, I would seriously have the biggest panic attack you'd ever like.
Yeah, but at least
I would run to the hospital like like with my bare ass like hanging out. Like, please help me.
That.
Please help me. Oh, this is like a horror. It's like a horror movie.
But that's why they embalm us when we die, so that the worms don't come out. It's all about polymorphism. That if the environment is favorable for parasites, then they will turn into a parasite. If it's favorable for alkaline, it'll turn into good bacteria.
Yeah.
So it's all about, that's why in the Jewish community, they don't embalm. You're buried within the first, second, you're gone by the third day.
Quickly.
No more. It's quickly because they don't embalm.
Well,
they don't put formaldehyde.
I'm cremated, so it's going to take care of all that.
Take care of everything. There you go. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Exactly.
There you go.
Done.
So now we know what his wishes are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's in my will.
And do you have any suggestions to people about when they're going to the bathroom at home? Like besides the squatty potty is good. We always love our bidets, but like, is there certain kind of toilet paper you want to stay away from? Is there certain kind of something that you want to do?
Yeah, you want to do. Now that they have these recycled papers you can do, you don't want anything with color. And I mean, some people like something like a softer stuff like cottonelle or something. Some people like something a little bit more rough. I don't know what that says about me as a Scorpio, but I like it a little rough.
We do too.
I do too. I don't like it.
I think the softy thing just creates all this slime. Yeah. You don't feel clean. I like the fact that the bidet has come out so people don't have to use baby wipes.
Yeah.
Because those things do not get dissolved in the water, and sometimes people say, "Oh, well, I use the flushable one." I'm like, they ain't flushable.
They're never flushable.
But also the chemicals on it are so bad for your butthole.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's good to have the bidet. I'm so glad that Tushy came out with that.
Yeah.
But at home, if you don't have the money for a squatty potty, just get a square garbage pan and turn it upside down or turn it on its side.
Yeah.
And put your feet up. There you go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even like in my book, I told, like, my sister said to me, "Oh, you're going to just write stuff for your, like, rich friends and da-da-da-da, and who can afford to, like, do all these things?" And so I heard her when she said it, because the way she said it was very, like, she's a Scorpio, too. She don't hold back. And I thought of it, and I'm like, you're right. I said, but I have things in my book that people can do. So you don't have to have, like, like you said, like, well, if someone can't afford a colonic, here's how you can do enemas.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you can do an herbal. Maybe you're not ready for enema to, like, put something up your butt yourself.
Options.
So you do options. So, people it's up to you.
Yeah.
And if you put your health first, and sometimes we don't. We think, like, the new bag that just came out is more important than, going and getting a colonic or something, because they're like, but guess what? You can't enjoy that bag if you're not healthy.
Yes.
So, we need to, like, pay attention to that.
Bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Things aren't going well.
That's
Get
right.
buried in that bag.
Let's put that right there next to me. I know. So, yeah.
And your boyfriend is cool with, do you ever come home talking about work? I mean, are you checking in with him and his bowel movements?
Oh, all the time. And it's interesting how I met him was his client and my client, it was the same client, and told him that, you need to go and get a colonic, and he was not doing it. So
you saw his butthole before you started dating?
Yeah.
Wow, I love that.
Mm-hmm. So his client gave him a gift certificate to see me.
And like, his eyes must be beautiful.
Like, oh, baby. I was like, oh. So I was like, okay. And his client was raw and, like, healthy. So I gave him so there's a basic colonic with me, and there's a Tracy colonic.
Ooh.
So basic colonic is like, I will give you a colonic like anyone else, and that's like shit. And then a Tracy colonic is like, we're going for it.
Yeah.
So I assumed, this is why you don't assume, because it makes the ass out of you and a fool out of me. Yes. And emphasis on the ass part. And I gave him a Tracy colonic, and so much came out. He was just pooping, and he goes, "What's going on? All this stuff is coming out of me," and so forth. He didn't talk to me for about a good 3 years straight up. Wow. And then one day I saw him, and I was just like, all right, it's all right. Because his client was kept saying, you should date him. He's, he's a really nice guy, and he would go to him and say, you should date her. She'll make you happy. So the fact that we met over colonics allows us and allows him to talk to me about bowel movements.
Oh yeah, I mean, at that point, like, you already started at the bottom.
Exactly. Like, come on. So it's actually really good to have someone that you don't have to, like, I'm a massage therapist, or I'm acupuncture. You can actually talk about stuff, or they're open to, like, learning about the bowels and so forth. And he's actually doing my juice cleanse right now. Oh. I put him on a juice cleanse. So he's doing that right now with, like, tamarind juice and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I saw your video about tamarind juice. That's I need to get some.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, and I've eaten tamarind when I've gone to, like, Puerto Rico and stuff. It's so delicious.
My mouth used to be like,
tamarind.
It's really good. Exactly. Yeah. So I'll do that for you if you do your juicing.
Yeah. All right, I'll look into that. Yes. I probably should.
That's cool.
This has been amazing, Tracy. I've been blown away how much we've learned in such a short period of time.
I'm so glad.
And I'm so glad we got to do round 2 with you, because the ButtCon was just like the tip of the iceberg.
Yes, I'm really glad that you guys were like, we need to do this again, because and also you're very open to discussing the real stuff where a lot of people don't want to go there.
Oh, we go there.
And it's really good because people can really learn a lot if the host is willing to like ask the questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, oh yes, finally, you know. I can like really talk about
it's like a bank of knowledge from you. Like
thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
No, this is incredible.
Thank you.
And we've gotten colonics before, but I feel like I would love to go to you because you are so vast and so much knowledge, like more so than just the colonics.
Yes,
so,
yeah. It really helps a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll get Dave. You're going to be like 1, 2, 1, 2 while she's getting her colonic.
Yeah, sure. I'll be like, check.
As long as he's on the
other side of the
my belly button
I'm gonna be up. I don't want to. I'm gonna be talking to her. I don't want to be talking to your ass.
As close as Dave and I've become through this podcast and the 39 episodes.
I don't need to see that.
I've text him almost every day how my poops are. He does not need to see my brown stuff.
Also, I can literally see him going. Seeing his eyes just go.
I wouldn't. If my wife was getting one, I would be like, I'm not looking at that either. So.
I mean, we have poop parties. I've had girls that come in like, oh, I'd like to schedule a poop party with their best friend or their sister or
I love that. I want a poop party.
Yeah.
His wife and I are going to do a Depends party where we're going to wear diapers and drink alcohol until we pee ourselves.
I think that might work for New Year's, right?
Yeah.
I might just.
No, he'll document it. Yeah. Him and my boyfriend are going to sit in the other room being like, these women are disgusting.
I like the idea. I mean, for the podcast, it's great.
Yeah. Outside of the podcast,
just do it for that. That's awesome for the show.
Yeah, there's so many things where Dave has given me the side eye like, what the fuck?
I don't want to do it, but I also think it's good for the show.
Yeah, it is.
So that's why I'm like, for the show, yes.
That's the other side of Scorpio that's coming out.
Yeah.
Anything for the radio.
Anything for the show.
He's like, I'll do it. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. We're going to go into our two little other segments. One really is quick. Let's Get Shitty, which we can complain about anything you want to complain about.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be poop related.
It doesn't have to be poop related, but you get extra bonus points if it is.
Okay.
And so I'm going to play the theme song for that and we'll go right into that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for Let's Get Shitty.
Yes, the Let's Get Shitty segment.
Do you know what you want to complain about, Dave?
My complaint is me because
interesting.
I feel like I rarely get sick, but when I do, I just get sick. And my dumbass decided I was feeling kind of crappy all last week, but not like sick enough where I'm like, I'm sick, but I just felt like I didn't feel great.
Under the weather.
But I've been drinking tea, tons of water, all the stuff, taking pills, you name it, I've been doing it. Then Saturday, I decided to go run a race on Governor's Island. So I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, my wife, and I rode my bike. We went took a ferry, got over to Governor's Island, ran, and I was super sweaty, freezing my ass off, waited in line to drink a beer because it was like a beer sponsored thing. I don't even drink beer that much, but I'm like, I came this far, I might as well just drink, So then get back home, take a nap, take a shower, take a nap. Then I go to an African food festival in Harlem, which was out of control, amazing good. Then I come back all the way to Brooklyn. I thought I was going to see this concert, this band play that I've been wanting to see forever, and I wasn't feeling that great. I'm like, you know what? This is like the last day of the tour. You have to go. And I thought the show was starting much later, but it wasn't. It started at 7. So I just dragged my ass out into the middle of the night, and I stood there for like 2 bands before the band I wanted to see, but they were amazing. Shout out to the band Earthless, who were incredible live. But anyway, I sat through all that. They were incredible, blew my mind. And then I went home. Then I went to a birthday party the next day outside. When I got home from that, my body was just like, we're done. Fuck you. And then all day yesterday, I was like, I was out for the count. But I feel so much better today.
Oh, that's
so. Does anyone want a ride or die person?
I do a lot. I do a lot of stuff. But I just, I feel like, look, I paid for these tickets for the food festival, for the race. I'm going. Like, I'm doing this. Yeah. So, like, I'm cheap. I don't want to waste my money.
Exactly.
So, my Let's Get Shitty is me and my poor decisions, but you know what I mean.
So
was only poor decisions because you were sick.
Yeah, but I should have.
They were great decisions if you were healthy.
Yeah, I should have just been like, you know what? Just stay home, relax. Yeah. But I'm like, no, you're fine.
Call Ellen. Give the tickets. You don't waste it.
I was pretending like I'm not sick, and I'm like completely sick.
Oh.
So now, but I'm feeling a lot better today.
My let's get shitty is I don't want to name names, but I just want I wrote it down for myself. Mine is what people who want to change things but don't have a better plan.
Amen.
So it's like
crazy.
they like I'm organizing this birthday thing right now, and nobody actually wants to do anything, so I've taken the reins to get it done. But now everybody has an opinion on how what I'm doing is wrong, but they don't have a thing that would make it better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't just tell me that what I'm doing is wrong if you don't have a suggestion,
solution, an alternative.
Yes.
Exactly.
And I want to kill these people.
Well, I think you should be like, guess what? You have no say because you weren't doing this before.
Yeah, exactly. And then when they start doing that, I go, so what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, all right, then we're going back to my plan.
Yeah.
And I hate those people. Don't even open your mouth.
Yeah,
Shut up.
They can't help it.
I think they're
the worst.
Yeah, those are two good ones.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, mine. Oh, I know it, but
I think I know it too.
If you don't want to talk about it, it's fine too.
No, I think I need to. My shitty is my cat.
Oh.
I have to put him down, and I have chosen next Friday to be the date. It's a week before my birthday, but it also gives me, because I know I'm going to be a blubbering mess.
Oh, yeah.
So I chose a Friday. So I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to kind of gather myself up together. So that's my shitty. Losing my best friend.
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, he's my best friend. He's saved my life a few times. And he's just amazing. Like, he taught my dog how to, like, clean up himself afterwards. Like, he's like, you're going to use a wee pad, you better cover that up because I don't want to smell nothing. Like, he's like gangster.
Cats are the best.
He's handsome, but he's like serious at the same time. Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, so that's my shitty.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so.
We're both pet lovers here.
I'm a pet mama.
Yeah. And we've done it ourselves, and it's the worst.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, knowing that you gave him a good life. He had a good mother.
My nephew said that. My mother was like, do you know that he was a stray cat outside? Do you know how good his life has been? Yeah. He got in the country. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
Wait, where did you find him?
He was in the backyard of my old 150 square foot apartment when I moved to New York.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And he was back there, and our eyes literally, like, it was like, that love, that gut feeling I was talking about earlier. Our eyes locked, and that was it.
Aww.
And I would feed him through the window with like a fork to hold, because he was a wild cat. So I would hold the screen down and then hold the can down when he would eat 2 cans. So I named him Toucan. So Toucan Sam. So, and then one day my husband at the time would just open up the window one day. He goes, I'm going to try something. I'm like, what? He wouldn't tell me. And the cat comes in. And cats usually, as cat people, they will come in, they will hide, and you can't find them. The food just missing. He didn't, just came, sat on the bed, and never left.
No.
Because he knew.
He was like, I'm home.
These are good people.
Yeah, I'm home. So that was
You're making me cry.
He's so that's my I'm gonna be so guys, keep me in my prayers for next week.
I will.
Yeah,
we were thinking about you.
So sorry.
Yeah. So, but I don't want him to be suffering. I want him to be full of life.
That's the hard part. It's just like they can't talk. But it's like you have to kind of be like, is it doing this for me or for the cat?
And that's the whole thing, is not being selfish.
Yeah.
And letting him live, not being in pain, let him live out happy and fun and so forth. And, and it's sad, just so you guys know, cats can get cancer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's my cat. My cat, same thing.
It's so sad. And I wonder why that, because my dog is like, I cook for my dog every day. People who knows me, they're like, Lord, she cooks for her dog. But because I started Toucan on canned food, I couldn't get him off of it. I would put green powders in his in his food. I would put digestive enzymes. I would put probiotics. But at the bottom, the base was still bad. Whereas with my dog, I cook and everything, and I put everything in there for him. The only time he gets sick is when he gets his vaccinations.
Oh, okay.
And then he's like down for a little bit.
His immune system.
Yeah, because the vaccinations do not like it either. But so that's my shitty, guys.
All right, I'm sorry to deal with that. But guess what? We're going to flush those problems away. Whoosh. All right.
See,
close the lid now. Don't forget.
Yeah.
So
don't let those stinky bacteria get everywhere.
Exactly.
We have one little quick segment, and then we'll be done.
Yes.
So this is our news segment.
Yeah, there's a lot of news
about poop.
Not just with us, out in the universe
about poop,
and about poop and farts.
And I just realized I forgot to bring it, but I have it on my phone because I have this little app for this. So here we go. Whoops! So I don't know if we did this story before. I don't think we did because I just found this on my phone, and basically this is, of course, this happened in Florida. Man poops in stranger's driveway. Homeowner left baffled.
What?
So this happened in the summer in Florida. In a bizarre incident, a Florida man pulls into a stranger's driveway, poops, then pulls away.
Wait. He was in a car, gets out, and takes a shit?
Some crazy person.
Driveway.
Some crazy person just went up into some dude's driveway, got out of the car, pulled up to the driveway, got out, took a dump, then got back in his car and left.
You sure he didn't know that person? I'm just saying.
I mean,
that's something.
There's a photo. There's a little photo in this article. The guy's driving a lime green.
They have a video of it?
A surveillance camera. It was like a little surveillance thing. Yeah, so there's the guy's driving a lime green, looks like a Kia something or other. Like
listen, when you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah, he just said your driveway looked good. I guess this guy.
Was it on grass or was it?
No, it's like actually on a concrete driveway.
Oh my god!
So basically, a Florida homeowner wonders why a stranger pulled into his driveway and defecated.
Tracy's like, at least do it in the bush.
And this animal used his own shirt as a toilet paper.
Oh my god!
Left the excrement and the dirty T-shirt behind and headed into the night. This is at night. It happened at night, I guess. But this picture looks like it's more like late.
Let me see the picture.
Yes, the light is there.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
It must be a surveillance.
Yeah.
Oh, that's at night.
They said it's at night, but I think it's
maybe early evening.
Dinner, early evening. But
oh my goodness,
this crazy person just did that.
I hate to say this, but that just reminds me of the white bean thing in Angelica's kitchen. When you got to go, you got to go.
This guy, the person whose house this was, who was getting dumped on, literally, Wilton Thomas told ABC News he could have drove himself right towards the left of the fence and towards a coconut tree and do whatever he wanted to do there.
Exactly.
There would be no problem. But in my driveway? That just seems so personal.
It does. That's what I'm saying. Are you sure?
Yeah. Mr. Thomas then later on went out into the hot sun, scraped it up, and poured it into a bag. He poured bleach and then hosed and washed the whole thing off.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. He says
he was a colon therapist for the day.
This is the best. According to Thomas, he's sympathetic to the defecator's options may have been limited when nature called, but he would like an apology.
I hate to say, but I don't think that person is going to show their face.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there's like a person out there that's like, you know what, this driveway looks good, I'm going to take a shit. But I mean, the fact that he wiped his ass with his shirt and left it in the driveway. I mean, at least have the decency to bag up your shit.
But going to, that's why I asked you, was it grass or was it concrete? Because I'm like,
concrete.
Dude, going to grass like a dog does. Like, I'm just saying.
I could have gone to the coconut tree.
Could have gone to the coconut tree.
Yeah.
Poop is good fertilizer. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But that was I thought that really funny and bizarre news story.
That
Too funny.
Too funny. And with that, Tracy Piper.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much.
Drum roll.
Tracy Piper. Thank you so much.
Oh my God,
I love it.
For being a great host, for just dropping so much knowledge on us today, and just being a great human being.
When we started this podcast, I did not realize how educational this really all would be.
Yeah. We're learning so much.
We've learned so much.
This has been like a fantastic episode.
Yes, thank you. And where can we find you? Where can the listeners find you?
So you can go on my website, thepipercenter.com. So you have to put the in front Otherwise, Piper Center is something completely different.
It's like Tushy.com versus Hello Tushy.
Yes. And I also do lots of videos on Instagram, so you can put at the Piper Center as well. So and
I love your videos.
Yeah,
they're
great.
So educational.
Thank you. And then I also wrote a book.
Yeah.
The Piper Protocol.
And where do you find your book?
You can find my book in Barnes & Noble, on Amazon, on Kindle or hardcover or paperback. And it's on sale right now on Amazon, so you can get it at a good discount.
I needed it on Audible.
The holidays are coming up.
Yeah,
we should get it on Audible too. Yes. So you can read us the book.
I know, right? That's actually pretty cool, my voice.
Yeah.
And then I can do all my smart ass comments on there.
Yes.
One of my clients said, she goes, I know you wrote your book. And I said, why? She goes, I can hear your smart ass comments. Like the sarcasm is everywhere. I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I wanted.
Oh, good.
Love it.
Yeah. And you notice I chose the color orange because that's that chakra to make you poop. So people say, I'm sitting in your waiting room and I got to poop. I'm like, that's what I did.
So funny.
So paint your bathroom orange.
Yes. And also you can come here to Center, 212-925-0203. And we're located in Soho. So we're close to the N, the R, the B, the D, the M. And the A and C is about, the A and E, is about 4 blocks down. So we're close. It's all about location.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
I listened to that class.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're very accessible. People come from Boston, even from Norway, Dubai, everywhere to come and get a colonic here. So
because you're the best.
Yeah.
I try
the
my
best around.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. So you can come by 73 Spring Street, Suite 305, and it's between Crosby and Lafayette, diagonal to Balthazar.
But it would be best to have an appointment.
Yes. I'm pretty busy, so if you want a colonic today, it won't happen. You can see my colleague Darrell. She's amazing. People always mix us up too. We look a lot alike. But I work Monday through Fridays, and so book about ahead of time.
Yes.
Okay. All right
then.
Thank you, guys.
Maybe we'll do a follow-up episode where you get to get up inside my butthole.
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to that. No idea.
Going down that Ellen Road.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you.
My poor ass will be on the roller coaster of life.
The perfect way to end the show too.
I love it.
But again, thanks for being on the show.
Yes, thank you so much.
You.
And until next time, people, we'll see you later.
Happy pooping, everybody, and toot toot toot. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to Shooting the Shit with Dave and Ellen. You can listen to us on platforms like iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher, and even YouTube. Please download, rate, review, and subscribe to any and all of those places. And tell all your friends about us.
For more about Shooting the Shit with Dave and Ellen, you can check us out at heypoopypodcast.com. For questions, product reviews, information, please email us at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com. And you can see us on Instagram at heypoopypodcast.
Theme song by Jordan Pearlson. Hey, Poopy.
Oh, that one's gross.
Very wet.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Hey, Poopy, how you doing? Hey, Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey, Poopy, how you doing? Hey, Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?